From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your afternoon update.
Another early summer-like day here across the Tennessee Valley. What we got on tap right now, temperatures already in the 80s here as of midday in Florence, dew points in the 60s as well. So still a little humid out there to be sure. Otherwise beautiful conditions. Not a cloud in sight. I mean, we have a few patchy upper level clouds, but nothing really making any inways into the forecast, right? We're not seeing any interesting implications there in that sense. So in the Middle Tennessee, same situation. We're in the mid 80s already. We'll continue to warm up to the mid, maybe even upper 80s across the area through this afternoon. We stay pretty clear too. Good outdoor conditions if you're a warmth lover, if not sometimes kind of hot out there, right? Really nice day as those storms have moved on out of here through this morning. Beautiful conditions continue through this evening, but as we head through tonight, much like last night, well, we do have the chance for some stronger storms moving on through. It's going to be well after sunset. First showers moving in about, I'd say, 10 to midnight. Then as we head from midnight to 6 a.m., notice that really quick batch of storms moving through out of here before sunrise, but we'll have to watch that for maybe one or two of those being on the stronger side. We do have that level 1 out of 5 risk of severe weather for that. So, if those can get established, give it 1 to 2 counties a wiggle room in terms of placement. We'll have to keep an eye on that, but I don't expect any huge issues from that. I think the main risk might be some hail, maybe up to quarter size, and damaging winds up to 50, 60 miles an hour. Although indications so far that it might be off to our south, maybe corridor XI-22. But if that does lift further north, we'll let you know. So through tomorrow morning, looks like we continue with some stray showers across the area, and we actually continue with some shower and thunderstorm development in our Sunday. So we'll have to keep an eye on that through the afternoon as some of these storms and showers start to pop up scattered across the area. Temperatures back in the 80s once again. A humid and unstable day, so there's definitely some energy to work with for those storms. Kind of like early summer. I was kind of mentioning that this morning. In a lot of ways, this pattern is kind of like that. And then as we head through the rest of our weekend, really through Sunday and into Monday, we kind of hold this unsettled pattern with thunderstorms on Monday. And then Monday, that's an interesting day because off to our west, big time severe weather event looking likely in Oklahoma and Texas. That same system is going to push east here through Monday night into Tuesday. By the time we're heading through the second half of Tuesday, notice these storms moving on through as the system drops south and east. This is going to be our next severe weather threat. Yeah, we're not shutting down. Got this widespread elevated risk of severe weather across all of the Tennessee Valley. In fact, pretty much a bullseye from I-40 up to our northwest, all the way down to Coleman County, the I-65 corridor, down to the south and east. And of course, that puts us there right in the middle. This is the day 4 outlook from the Storm Prediction Center, and those have 15%, 30%, and various different numbers on that. This is equivalent to a level 3 out of 5 risk. So this is not exactly a small risk at all. So we'll have to keep an eye on this there. I think all hazards are possible, again, with this level 3 equivalent risk out of 5. Got to keep a very close eye on that. And of course, if any warnings are issued, be them severe thunderstorm warnings or tornado warnings, let's talk about ways to get those warnings because some interesting things are happening with regards to those NOAA weather radios that you always hear me talking so much about. They're actually getting infrastructure upgrades this week and will not be available as they usually are in their typical functions during this event. Now, there will still be warnings. The National Weather Service will still be forecasting, but the way you have to get those warnings will be different if you're swearing by those National Weather Service weather radios, right? So stay informed here. I think one of the better ways to do it is downloading our weather apps. Want to mention warning notifications. Very important on days like this when you need a redundant way to get those warnings. 100% free all the time. And of course, when you get those warnings, you can live stream our updates. For example, if they're tornado warnings nonstop until the danger is over. So just want to mention that there. NOAA weather radios are going to be kind of out of commission for this week in the terms of their typical warning updates. You want to have another way to get warnings. Scan this QR code download. You can turn it on our app, get warnings through there. We'll be just fine because, of course, warnings are still going to be issued and typical functions will remain to the Weather Service, but those weather radios will not be so much. All right, so here's what we got for the 7-day forecast. More storms overnight. We'll watch to see if 1 or 2 of those get strong. We'll keep a very close eye on that. We continue to see storm development through our Sunday afternoon and even Monday as well. Again, early summer-like pattern. That's kind of what I was mentioning there. And then through the overnight hours of Tuesday, more severe weather looks possible. We're keeping a very, very close eye on this. Again, I just went on that little spiel there about why those NOAA weather radios are not working so well right now. We want to keep that close eye on there Tuesday night into Wednesday. No need to freak out. Just keep a very close monitoring eye, I think is the best way to put it. And look towards Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, by the way. You see that cool down and that dry out trend? That's nice. I do think we have a nicer pattern after this. We just got to get after it, right? We just have to get past and see the silver lining on the other side.